Tesla did not have various brands to concentrate on, nor did each brand have numerous vehicle lines. They initially only offered one high-end model, which they sold to a devoted clientele. Those who opted to work for Tesla had the mindset of working for a startup because Tesla was one. Do you know about the rivalry between Ford and Tesla? If you want to know more about this, then subscribe to the channel Charging Future. Also smash the like and bell icons for more interesting videos. Thank you. Now let's get on to the video. Ford CEO Jim Farley has taken the enormous job of transforming Ford into an EV competitor to Tesla. They have already promised to invest more than $50 billion over the next 5 years in order to compete with the market leader, but they are having some trouble. He has been forced to reconsider his plan because they are losing money on every EV produced. What do you think? Do you think he can win the battle if he rethinks his strategy? We've all heard about Ford and Tesla. As we said earlier, Tesla was a startup. Right now, they have grown big. However, we have known the name Ford since we were children. They have been in the world for more than 100 years. In a workshop behind this Detroit home, Henry Ford created his first prototype automobile in 1896. The first Ford automobile, the original Model A, was put together by the Mack Avenue plant in July of 1903, following the establishment of the Ford Motor Company. In 1908, 5 years later, the wildly popular Model T was unveiled. Ford had to create new mass production techniques in order to meet the demand for this car, which was so high. He opened the company's first overseas production facility in Manchester, England, the first moving assembly line for automobiles in the world in 1913, and the industry's first US branch assembly plant in Kansas City, Missouri in 1911. He also introduced the world's first moving assembly line for automobiles in 1914 to further increase labor productivity. In other words, rather than purchasing all the materials and parts for his automobiles from vendors, he would own the raw material supply chain and build all the components himself. This new concept, called vertical integration, would enable him to produce a better and more profitable car at a scale. By doing this, he had more control over the quality of his goods while simultaneously lowering his prices. In 1928, he finished building the Rogue River Mega Factory in Dearborn, Michigan, which was the biggest and most advanced production facility ever built. It was the first facility to turn raw materials into running automobiles within the same compound because it had its own power plant, steel mill, glass factory, railroad, and docks. People believed Henry Ford was insane for constructing such a massive factory, but believe it or not, in the end, it served as a barrier between Ford and its rivals. After so many years, Elon Musk started Tesla. Tesla offered a vertically integrated product that is largely manufactured in-house, which eliminates the need for a supply chain and the reliance on hardware and software from other companies. This makes it possible for the automaker to profit significantly from the sale of cars. Major automakers are facing the need for a fundamental change in how they operate as the automobile sector moves more operations in-house. Ford is one of the companies that is making products in a vertically integrated system in an effort to imitate Tesla. Tesla primarily develops and produces its own exclusive technology. In the past, automakers like Ford would have purchased parts from the shelves of their suppliers, a practice that has since been stopped. During a 2020 earnings call, Tesla CEO Elon Musk famously referred to it as a catalog engineering. One thing we do understand about Tesla is that it's incredibly vertically integrated. A quick question. Do you know the number of cars that Ford has released since 1903? If you do, let us know in the comment section below. If you don't know, then stay tuned to the end and subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Now let's get back to the video. Everyone is aware of Ford's announcement that it will prioritize its electric automobiles more. This phase is referred to as electrification. Around 2020, this announcement was made. Surprisingly, Ford has only so far sold roughly 68,000 EVs overall. Given that Tesla, the major competitor, has sold more than 300,000 cars, the statistics are undoubtedly startling. Ford has altered its approach numerous times, yet nothing seems to be effective. Nothing seems powerful enough to increase the sales of EVs in the third quarter of this year, despite the fact that they have run several advertisements and taken every possible marketing measure. Ford has so far sold the most EVs in the third quarter of this year. Why is that so? Why can't Ford succeed in this? They have produced so many good cars in the past, but why can't they succeed with electric vehicles? Jim Farley, the CEO, has only placed all the businesses in one department, yet that department has only been producing losses. What's preventing the startup and other new companies from succeeding is undeniably clear because Tesla has already demonstrated that profiting from EV manufacturing is unquestionably possible. It goes without saying that they must work for their strategy from pre-production to post-production, including marketing and customer support, in addition to producing high-quality EVs in order to thrive in the EV market. Do you want to know the reaction of the Ford CEO? Jim Farley subtly suggested that the Tesla plan would be a far better course of action. Here's the thing, Tesla's approach to competing in the competitive EV industry is not unique, and you might be shocked to learn where it came from. Henry Ford's core business plan, which helped make Ford what it is today, served as the inspiration for the strategy the Tesla team has been using to great profit. What a world it is when a business stops using its own fundamentals and is outperformed by another business that follows the exact same model strategy. So exactly what is the tactic that we have been discussing for so long? You'll be surprised to know that we've mentioned it. It's vertical integration. It's not just because their marketing approach is good and the CEO is an internet celebrity, it's also because they figured out how to minimize their cost per unit and have efficiently modeled the system to maximize revenues. Ford only recently became aware of this and has since stepped forward to acknowledge its errors, which is both advantageous for Ford and consumers, since competition is a very good thing for both manufacturers and consumers, and everyone participating in the process benefits. The manufacture of Lucid was largely under authority of an ex-vice president of vehicle engineering at Tesla, and now everything points to automakers adopting this strategy. The practice of contract manufacturing software and parts may soon be discontinued in order to reduce costs associated with large-scale production. Automobile manufacturers are avoiding mines that have been constructed as a result of years of shifting development and manufacturing to vendors that could make steering controls, semiconductors, and electrical components for various vehicle manufacturers on a larger scale and at a lower cost. Although motors and batteries are still crucial, investors believe the Tesla strategy of acquiring raw materials, producing its own batteries directly, and creating its own software is the most effective in the new world of electric automobiles. Many manufacturers had the internal technical capabilities to develop their own electric vehicle platforms until the EV pioneer, Tesla, demonstrated that consumers enjoyed its vertically integrated cars. Tesla's method is costly, and over the past 3 years, the company has often hiked vehicle prices despite pledging to deliver a model that could start at approximately $25,000, including powertrains and battery packs. Musk said earlier this year that we are not working on a $25,000 car, but that we will at some point, but that we have enough on our plate right now. According to supplier industry executives, there is also a significant discrepancy between what automakers speak about their vertical integration strategies and what occurs when engineers try to meet timelines and deliver new vehicles. Can you name a few more companies that are producing EVs? Now everyone knows that electric vehicles are the future. In addition, many manufacturers are hesitant to take on all facets of EV production in-house. According to IHS Markit, only Chinese BYD Co. Limited and Tesla EV startup Lucid Group Incorporated produces all of their internal electric motors at a time when EV sales still make up a small portion of overall vehicle demand. Other automakers like Mercedes-Benz Group could also be mentioned, as well as Hyundai Motor Company and the Renault-Nissan-Mitsubishi Alliance. In their current EV vehicles, Ford and Porsche use electric motors from suppliers. So what should the future hold for Ford? Vertical integration is the future of Ford, but it requires a lot of action. Ford recently admitted the new factories and supply systems are necessary. The key objective of Jim Farley's strategy is to produce 2 million vehicles by the end of 2026. This will be accomplished with the help of the all-electric F-150 pickup truck, and it will cost roughly $50 billion. Ford and GM will need to invest a lot of time, money, and automation in order to be ready to compete in the EV market. So what do you think? Can Ford succeed in this mission? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you've liked this video, then click like, subscribe, and bell icons. Also refer to other videos on our channel, and we'll see you in the next one.